She'll be the first lady of Dolton when it becomes mayor.
Dr. Nikita, how are you? Yes. Yes. So I am actually public relations manager for the PR, and also I am for the trustees, also in the PR department, chief of staff. Thank you. Let me fix that. I'm sorry.
Testing 1, 2.
I remember as the world turned, as I was coming home from kindergarten. We had a half a day of kindergarten. Oh, I was in college. Oh, you went to Northern Cal? Oh, wow. How did you like it? One of my best.
There's a Long Island audit. Long Island.
Hey, what's up?
Long Island audit's in the house for the meeting. There's the man, Jason House. I was gonna give him some doubt. Walk away.
Are you a Catholic? K-side? Yeah, I'm a Catholic kid.
I just called him out. That was a Long Island audit.
He probably does. Did you know, bro? My dentist, you know, Tommy, with the Hallmark and all that stuff. I can't remember. No. It's about that. Freeman. Yeah, Tommy Freeman. Well, Tommy went to school. His son. Yeah. 74. I went to
Everybody out there now.
Chicago Public School.
All the auditors.
But I was supposed to went to Harlem. Harlem. I grew up in Crystal Park all my life. Ever since I was 2 years old. Yes. I can't place him right now, but I know that name. I can call my sister and she'll say, yeah, you know Barry. You know Barry.
Hey, this is dope. I'm glad I got out
It's
tonight.
like, that's it. We just now got married. But my brother, was like 67. But girlfriend is like 37. And my sisters, wait a minute, and my sisters be having a fit. I said, well, she's just doing her job. You know, leave him alone. He earned his money. Okay, he went to school for 5 years. You know, Raymond,
I don't like him that big no more, but I'll take it.
Anyway, he wants to.
Like a smaller knife.
This is just a little straight. You gotta get smaller too, bro.
I lost 100 pounds the last man.
That's why you saying that, because you know you on your way. That's good. What you do? Just got help.
I didn't want to go to Harlem because I knew everybody was going there. I wanted something different, and I was working in the counseling.
I know you feel a lot better.
Because I went to Gillespie.
Sleep a lot more. Everything.
My sister,
A lot of health problems went away. Diabetes is gone. All that stuff. I appreciate it. I was doing bad.
Really?
Testing 1, 2.
My mama said she think I should stop. She's like, you look good the way you are. You should stop.
And just try to eat to live and take it over just naturally.
I need to lose about 35 more pounds.
And then you'll know you'll be able to have a handle.
Then I'm gonna start weight training and toning
Yeah.
up.
They probably have an idea. It's not stated yet, but it'll come out.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
You know what she's talking about. She should be stepping in each one. Right.
How you doing? Just here taking a spectator. I'm in a spectator role.
That's what we are. Yeah, she right. Now they, I don't know. Real gets along with everybody. Is a financial, supposedly he talks like he's a financial being. I ain't gonna tell his business, but you almost put you right.
I used to like that dude right there. The one with the brown on over there. Right there.
Like real wide.
I didn't have like no definition to my face. It was just round.
I'm glad you feel better. I had a brother who had some complications from being overweight and my mom. So what you're saying is perfect.
It is.
So whatever you gotta do, like I know how it goes. They can't nobody judge what you gotta do to keep your body and keep your mind in a space where you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, and then I always tell people like you don't want to carry this weight until you're older years. It will break you down. You'll be dead quick.
My brother was young, my father was old. Either way, it ain't no problem.
That's crazy. They got
Good evening, everyone.
around the world up in here.
Tonight, I'm going to begin the roll call for the Board of Trustee meeting for a regular board meeting that was postponed on April 1st. And I will begin the roll call. So, Trustee Norwood. Trustee Stan Brown. He's absent. Trustee Tammy Brown. Trustee House. Trustee Belcher. Trustee Holmes, he's absent. And Mayor Hilliard, she's also absent. In absent of the mayor, I'm going to ask the board to appoint a mayor pro tem for tonight. All right. Trustee Norwood. Trustee Tammy Brown. Trustee Hollis. Trustee Belcher. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Clerk Key, and welcome to everybody. Glad to see some of your smiling faces. Some not so smiling, but hopefully we'll get there before the evening's over. We'll be beginning with the continuation. We're beginning with the continuation of April 1st board meeting. So with that continuation, we're good? Okay, we're going to continuation of last Monday, April 1st board meeting. That meeting was concluded early because there was no access for all people that wanted to come in. So we felt that this space will accommodate all of the residents that want to come and attend. We feel it's important that people have access to have communication and talk to the board and share their thoughts. So we want to give special thanks to the Dolton Park District as always. We have our president, Cleo Jones, board of commissioners, Sandra Wells, Commissioner Kyle Rochelle, Commissioner Gail Towers, and Commissioner Willis Harris. They're towards the back, so please give them a lot of love. Continue to support and really the direction that we would like to be in terms of partnership with one another and other community board members. So I want to thank them and make sure we extend our eternal gratitude for their partnership. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with prayers and board. So we'll first start with the Pledge of Allegiance, then we'll go prayer, then we're going to reconvene when we left off in the last meeting. Okay, if we can remain standing briefly, I'm going to ask the former trustee, Brenda Stubbs, my prayer warrior, if you would be okay with leading us in prayer, please.
Everybody bow their head. Heavenly Father, I come to you. Thank you for another day. Thank you for allowing us all to come here together and know that you set out the hope of the right. Thank you for waking us up this morning. Thank you for the board of trustees that have our very speakers at heart. Father, I ask that you put your loving arms around this community and anybody that is not doing your will, I ask that you remove them from the seat. In Jesus' mighty name, I thank you and give us traveling grace and mercy on our way home. Thank you. Amen.
Thank you for that. So we're going to reconvene and pick up on point number 5, which was general announcements. At that point, this will be continue to be first. There are, as we may know, and if not, I'll make sure there are two agendas. We're continuing the April 1st agenda. That's where we're picking this up. Once we reach the conclusion of this agenda, we will adjourn this portion of the meeting and then go directly into our special board meeting, which is the second agenda. So just so everybody that kind of has a heads up on the direction we're going. So for general announcements, I'll yield to the trustee if there's any general announcements.
Good evening, everyone. We have a special surprise today, and we don't take stuff lightly that goes on in Dolton. So I know a lot of people see stuff that's happening on YouTube, on Facebook, and different things. The reason I'm standing up because I seen something on Facebook last week that really struck a nerve to me. We are not responsible for what our police officers do. We would hope that they would do what's in the best interest of the community. But the video that went out with Ms. Hill getting put out and that baby crying really touched me because it was like you were ruining a special moment for a little child. So today we wanted to make sure that he won't look at Easter so in a negative way. Ms. Hill, are you here? And so we just wanted to make sure that he had his best.
Peter Cottontail.
Saturday, April the 20th is the Cook County Missing Persons Day. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office will host Missing Persons Day in Cook County to help families reconnect with missing loved ones. Who should attend this Missing Persons Day? Family and friends of a missing person more than a month. You should attend this. It's at the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, 2121 West Harrison Street, Chicago, Illinois. There is a RSVP number for all who would like to attend. So definitely see after tonight's meeting if you'd like to attend this event. Also, this coming Saturday is tea with the trustees, where you can get vital information. Where you can get vital information this Saturday, right here in this building, in this location. 9:30 a.m. We have an awesome time. It gives the veterans time to get answers. So this is a Q&A session. It's not a at the board meeting where the residents ask a question and then proceed with it. So definitely Saturday, we're asking everyone in this room to please come out and attend. Tea with the Trustees is every second Saturday of the month. Thank you.
We have environment today hosted by Senator Napoleon Harris, April 22nd. It's at South Suburban College from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So if you have any old items, recyclables, shred papers, medicine, they'll be able to do that from 1 to 3 this environment today on April 22nd. Also, Trustee House, when we get a chance, can we have a moment of silence for Cook County Clerk Karen Garber? Thank you. Okay.
Thank you for that, Trustee Belcher. I think Trustee Moody have comments.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. So happy to see everyone. Everyone's warm inside. I just have a couple of announcements. So we do have our third annual family skating night. You all know my saying, the family who skates together, stays together, okay? So come on out, it's June 7th. It's that Friday. It will be held at Linwood Skating Rink on 2030 Linwood Dyke Road, right there in Linwood. Come and join us. Feel free to register, please. If you are a adult resident, it's totally free, and I would love to have you all, as usual. Call me 708-968-4297 or email me at bborwood@villagedolton.org. Oh, and just a bonus for this Saturday, I know Trustee Brown invited you all out. We do have a bonus this weekend for the seniors. We do have Cook County coming out, and for all the seniors who need to keep their senior exemption in place with the taxes. Come on out, bring your tax form, and we're gonna make it a one-stop shop for you, right? So we can do everything in one place. We can fellowship and take care of business at the same time. So please join us. Thank you.
Sorry, I have one last thing. The Southland Career Fair is going to be April the 24th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is going to be at the Woodfield Shop Recreation Center, right down the street here, 715 England. If you're looking for a new job, creating opportunities, and trying to advance your career, grab a resume and come prepared to make your best first impression. This is an opportunity for seasoned professionals and entry-level athletes to meet with recruiters face-to-face to learn about open
Fisher, Senator Napoleon Harris, and neighborhood housing services. So you definitely see after the meeting, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, trustees. We have, next on our agenda is the village clerk's report and approval of meeting minutes. I
am requesting the board's approval of the regular board meeting minutes from March the 4th to Trustee Walker. Trustee Tanner Brown. Trustee Harris. Trustee Belcher. Motion passed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. There are several reports on here that we do not have partnerships for individual presidents, so we will be skipping the village administrative report, engineer report, department report, police, fire, public works, water, housing, building, and code enforcement. And we'll go next immediately into our warrant list for payments that we need to approve. In doing so, I'm going to make a motion that we approve the electronic AP warrant list, removing the following items: Original Pizza, $131.63, Cooper's Hawk, $557.68, Dollar Tree, $125.02, Food for Less, $107.99, Irene Jerk, $1,356.26, Johnny T. Beach for Roots, $90.30, Church Barbecue, $676, and Ruby Soul Food, $674. Sophia Tamales and Horn, $2,400. Southeastern Skate Supply, $17,500, and the Taste of Crab, $458.75. Motion to approve the warrant list, removing the items listed. Here is a motion and a second. Any discussion on the board?
Sure. Trustee Moore. Trustee Tanner Brown. Trustee Harris. Trustee Belcher. Motion passed.
Next is the approval of our accounts payable warrant list. Our motion that we approve the warrant list, removing the following items. Page 5, the dollar law group, $48,001.15. Existing concrete, $14,123.03. Five Star, $122,325 each. John's Pro Tree, $155,000 each. K&M Ventures, $183,950 each. Lopez Lawn Maintenance, $10,050. Masla Design, $65,700. Tavarsky and Sons, $32,360. Raoul and Sons, $181,950. And White Oak Pool Solution, $34,780.58. A motion to approve the AP warrant list, moving items listed. Is there a second? Second. Hearing the motion in second, what was going on here, I think we wanted to, Masla Design,
Hostile Designs was 122 banners for $19,888, and also the $65,000 for the Christmas ornaments that still come on night. So those are those two invoices, and as of last week Friday, they still have not been paid. And we were told that the check was out. I talked to the vendor Friday, no payment for the banners, nor payment for the anybody watched the March meeting where we had discussion about these items and the $65,700 adding up. If you go to 1 hour and 35 minutes, our finance director said that items had been paid with cash. And we're just still waiting on the receipts. And if they had been paid with cash, why is this vendor still contacting us asking for payment? So when people go and say things, everything is reported. And it goes back to our transparency and lack thereof, that we're not getting information that we're requesting. Because as soon as she said, I instantly raised my eye when we started getting $65,000 in cash. And then for this vendor to contact us, email us, she hasn't been paid, really draws concern.
Where's the money?
Thank you, trustees. Additional comment, we can ask for a roll call, please.
Has a resident contact me over the last few days, I have emergencies from there, was some $17,000 for skates. This is part of the reason why we have to dig so deep into this, because once before, we did go on skates, and Trustee Belcher asked the administration when the skates were donated, so that everyone can have access, and she basically was told that it's not her concern. So when we look into something like the ice skating rink, I want everyone to know that as trustees, it's not that I'm not in favor of the ice skating rink. When the residents say, well, how much is it? Well, when is the operating hours? These are the things that are a concern for us. And this is what we mean when we talk about transparency. We need to have this information so that we can tell the resident, well, it's for this time. It's not fair that we spend $1.3 billion that wasn't approved by the board on this ice skating rink, but the ice skating rink can be only accessible when the administration want to use it for their private events. It's just not fair to the residents, especially when we're using taxpayers' money. So that's my stand on that.
Thank you very much. Hearing no further discussion, clerk, keep a roll call, please.
Again, this vote is for Perfect Bills AP warrant list, with the exceptions that Trustee Johnson mentioned. Trustee Morgan. Trustee Tammy Brown. Trustee House. Trustee Belcher. Motion passed to pay AP warrant list with the exceptions that were mentioned. Trustee House.
All right, next on the agenda, there's no old business, we get to new business. Item A is a motion to terminate contract for Olson Murphy, Frazier, Draft, and as legislative counsel. Okay, so I'll ask, is there a motion to terminate the contract? Hearing no motion, that fails to proceed. Next on the agenda is a motion to override the mayor's veto message that was issued on March 4, 2024. I will make the motion to override, and I bring that we have a second. Do you have a second? The motion is to override all items listed in the veto. In that veto is listed, the veto item 1, the transfer of litigation files from Delgado Law Group to Olson Murphy, Frazier, and Craft. Item 2 that was vetoed, referring the Delgado Law Group to the appropriate agency for misconduct, essentially. Item 3, the motion to approve payment of invoices, all specified invoices owed to Dolton Illinois, Frazier, and Craft. Item 4, directing the village administrator to provide access key cards to the trustees so that we can have our meeting in Village Hall, and the clerk as well. Item 5, directing the village administrator to make payments to tender all payments made to the village for any reason, including Las Vegas junkets, the mayor's Tahoe car payments, and security deal from June 1st to present. And those records should have been turned over within 7 days. That has not occurred, and that was vetoed, and now we're here to override that. Item 6, all monetary payments to Delgado Law Group will only continue in his capacity as village prosecutor, which is what he was originally approved for. Item 7 being the discussion and approval of the intergovernmental agreement the board approved with Dolton Park District. That intergovernmental agreement was put in place so that the Park District can get the permits needed to receive a $600,000 grant to beautify the parks. That was vetoed, and we are here to override that
Thank
today.
you.
And last but definitely not least, item number 8 was the approval of resolution 24-002, which called for the investigation of the air Tiffany.
Yeah.
So when we discussed Devil Ride, he made a lot of things that were extremely important, right? So important, we got us so excited. I was good, we had things funny. The most important thing for us at the moment is two things. One is the partnership with Dolton Illinois, the intergovernmental. One of the main reasons why we're here today is because great leadership understands that teamwork makes the dream work. So we're supposed to be coming together. My 17-year-old, he attended the Dolton Park summer camp for like 4 or 5 years straight. I mean, it's a wonderful place. It was a nice place for the summer for him to have something to do. And these are the types of things we want to support, not just as a trustee, but as a resident. I want other parents to experience what I experienced. My son got to the point where he was like, okay, Mom, I'm just getting too old. But now that he's retired, I'm looking forward to seeing new youth there. And then secondly, he mentioned the keys to Dolton Village. That was extremely important because it brought tears to my eyes to see that every last week we have our seniors standing outside in the cold. I don't know, I don't make much mention of it, but during the election while I was running, that was summer before election, I lost my grandmother, and then 2-3 months later, I lost my great-grandmother, and I lost them both before the election. But what was funny is that God worked in mysterious ways, right? I lost 2 grandmothers, but God gave me about 100 more. And when I see my grandparents standing outside, I was kind of upset, right? This is our village, and we all should have access to it, not just the trustees. I mean, we're all one beat, one sound, one community, and I think that that's the most important thing that us as trustees are just trying to get through to the community. We're all one. So if you all can't come inside the building to conduct the meeting, guess what? There will be no meeting, because there is no meeting without residents. How do we discuss business pertaining to them without you all? It really make no sense. So I just want you all to know that we hear you all and see you all, and that was the reason why we're here today. So now that you all are safe and sound and you all have made it today, I just thank you all for showing up, thank you all for your support, and
Trustee Hannah Brown. Aye. Trustee Mills. Aye. Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passes.
The largest given in the South Suburb, Christmas and July, so we have to look out for more to come on that. Really, we have so many stores that take this great opportunity to look out. But this is going to conclude the continuation of last week's meeting. So we're going to do a motion to adjourn on that, and then we're going to issue our special board meeting. So I'll make a motion that we adjourn the regular board meeting, the continuation of the regular board meeting, to the second. Hearing a motion in a second, I was looking for a roll call.
Trustee Nolan. Aye. Trustee Hannah Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 6:57 p.m.
Transition, I just want to make sure I'm recalling the next meeting.
That's from the last week.
Attorney Olson, I'll write that.
Trustee House, the next meeting is a special board of trustees meeting followed by 3 members of the board pursuant to the code of ordinances of the village of Dolton for matters that pertain to the agenda, which is the issue posted on the next Thursday.
Okay, so we'll go right into the roll call. That's 13, so we can do the roll call.
Chairman Trustee Stanley Brown. Absent. Trustee Tammy Brown.
Present.
Trustee House. Trustee Holmes. Absent. Trustee Belcher.
Here.
And Mayor Hayden. Absent. Needs a motion. Motion for Mayor Pro Tem for this meeting is over. Okay. Trustee Norwood. Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed 4-1. Trustee Lisa Brown is here for the
Big ball.
Peter. Okay. I'm so sorry. We got two Browns on here, so, just Trustee House.
Thank you very much. So we will dive right in. We've done the pledge of allegiance as well as prayer. There is no old business. Item A was removed, was not sufficient documentation to proceed with the discussion on updated state of Illinois rock salt contracts, so that will be pushed to another agenda. Items B and C. So for items B and C, I'm making a motion to amend item B, 5B to 5C to a point where we might put a special investigator to the result at a rate of $400 per hour to investigate the following items. One, the May 2023 Las Vegas trip, including all expenditures, all allegations of misconduct, and all internal investigations, if any, along with any village, state, and federal law violations. Two, spending of ARPA funding without going out for bid and or failing to properly spend ARPA funds. Three, failure to provide a full accounting of all ARPA funds spent. Four, hiring contractors without going to bid or requesting the RFP. Five, hiring the contractors without the approval of the corporate authorities. Six, making payments to vendors without the approval of the corporate authorities. And seven, paying the village prosecutor bill without a law for over $900,000 over the last 2 years. So, when there was a motion, I made that motion, I'd like to second, we'll go into discussion here after.
You know his life was shit on a bad idea.
Hearing a motion and second, first
She ain't gonna be biased. I mean, she's gonna be biased. I mean.
It's a Democratic move now. This is national.
Selectwood as additional legislative council. I received a letter today from the Nevada lawyer threatening me and his board. And if we proceeded on this route, litigation and grave consequences. Advising that the actions we do here are in violation of the Open Meetings Act and against the law. Reminding this is the same Lavella who just received invoices from the last 2.5 years, including March, $950,000.
Wow.
So rather than fight another lawsuit and spend more money on more lawyers, we amended the motion tonight. The resolution were to appoint Ms. Lightfoot. That's what the motion is. Rather than appoint her as legislative counsel, which is our title, directly as a special investigator is more than appropriate. Again, we're looking to get down to the facts as to what's going on in the village, money spent or not spent. So rather than fight over this report, we amended the motion. People adhere to
Thank you, Bert, thank you, Board. At this time, it's my privilege to introduce Courtney Micro. She wants to be, I'm sure you're familiar with who she is. So what you might have to do is background questions. Graduated from the University of Michigan in 1984. She's also graduated from the University of Chicago in 1989 with a law degree. She then worked as an assistant U.S. attorney in the criminal division for the Northern District of Illinois from 1996 to 2002, where she prosecuted criminal cases, prosecuted cases, and She then worked was appointed the Chief Administrator for the Chicago Police Department Office of Professional Standards in that capacity from 2002 to 2004. She was Chief of Staff and General Counsel of the Chicago Office of Emergency Management and Communications from July 2004 to February 2005. She was acting First Deputy Procurement Officer for the City of Chicago Department of Procurement Services, February 2005 through October 2005. She's past President of Chicago Police Board from 2015 to 2018. She was co-chair of Chicago Police Accountability Task Force in 2016, and as we all know, she was the mayor for the City of Chicago for a 4-year term.
Failed mayor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Let me first acknowledge and thank the many residents of this fine village who have extended themselves and given me strong words of encouragement. I can tell from this turnout, there's got to be close to 200 people here, that people in this village want something different, want to go in a different direction. That I am here, and that I will do my utmost if this motion is passed to make sure that I serve you with integrity. I also want to acknowledge and thank the trustees who are here, and thank you for your confidence in me to conduct a thorough and timely and independent investigation into the matters outlined in the motion regarding Mayor Tiffany Henyard and her administration. And this was made good governance, the cornerstone of my public service career. I recognize maintaining the trust of those you serve and making decisions in their best interest is absolutely essential. The residents of Dolton deserve nothing less than a government that is fully accountable, responsive, transparent, and effective stewards of your precious tax dollars. As a lawyer and former federal prosecutor and mayor, I bring expertise in leading investigations of this kind and understand the complex challenges of government. I will commit to you that I will follow the facts where they lead, without bias, and reserve comments from this night forward until the work is complete. At the conclusion of this investigation, I will provide an assessment of the findings and the recommendations, and I welcome and urge the full cooperation by Mayor Henyard, her staff, all village trustees, vendors, and others who who have information relevant to this inquiry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate your presence and your willingness to, in this endeavor. Because in general, we want to make sure that we get feedback, and because of the nature and some of the urgency, this process has gone a little bit faster. So before we take a formal vote, I do want to kind of pause and open to any questions. I know there are many questions, and there are some I feel that we may have answered, and some may not have been answered. So if there are any questions from residents, on this agenda item only at this time, we will follow with public comments, which can be open to any discussion. But we want to make sure first that we do not let haste bypass the process that allow residents the opportunity to speak. So having said that at this time, I would ask if there are any questions that residents have that we may not have answered, that those may maybe come line up towards the middle, and then we'll entertain any questions at this time.
Read that comment right there.
We can't hear you.
Let me preface my comment by saying, thank you, Lord Nelson.
That's gotta be fake, right?
Thank you.
So one of the questions is, because we know that this is gonna cost, right? And I'm all for it. Was there other options such as, some of the assistance we got from the governor perhaps, or congressman, or any other appointed official that could represent us at no cost?
Thank you very much for that question. And yes, this does come at a cost. This board specifically, as it reaches to the state's attorney, attorney general, governor's office, and as we know, there are ongoing, it's been reported that there's ongoing investigations from federal entities. Those entities, as we know, can take anywhere from 2 months to 5 years, and we do not get the findings. We feel this option will give us an independent process because we will, from this point forward, we will step back, allow Mayor Lightfoot to do her findings. There will be check-ins primarily to make sure, and then the resolution, there are check-in points to make sure that we do not, that the bill does not become insurmountable. So there's a check-in point at $30,000, and then we will assess cooperation and where it's going, and make decisions from that point, including the community, on how to move forward. Separately, we are also going into the next budget season. May 1st comes a new fiscal budget, and the Board of Trustees was already in the planning process to seek a forensic audit as well as investigation and put funds in for that. So that's the funding that we are seeking to use to go towards this endeavor.
Those are all the questions that I had on this list. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all, or good evening, I guess I should say. A lot of the questions were just answered. And I spoke with Jason, and I reached out to a lot of the citizens, and I said, now is your opportunity. Talking to each other is not the answer. If you have a question, tonight is the night to ask it. So if you do, think twice about getting in the line. My question is this, and thank you. I know she's going to do it that. We had a little private conversation, email conversation. Anyway, what happens with the information? I know you probably got a pipeline, to get it to somewhere. I'm not putting the business out there because I don't really know. But we just want to know that once we get what we're looking for, what happens next?
That's a very good question. And what the board does next depends on what the contents of the report is and in which way we have to go. We have tried lawsuits. All it has done is rack up more attorney fees. We have tried, as Mayor Pro Tem House said, going to the proper authorities. And as every day goes by, and you heard tonight from Trustee House how many items were removed from the agenda for payments, the village loses more money. So the bleeding has to stop. Hiring a mayor to do a prompt investigation will lead the board to where they need to go as the next step.
Greetings to the citizens of Dolton, greetings to all officials at the dais here and video. Is it appropriate to address the question? Or should I address everything together? Okay, gotcha. Okay, honestly, you have some experience with police. Go.
Speak up, Dan.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like I understand you have some experience with the police board in your resume. We have a very serious police situation here in Dolton. Very serious problem. It's gotten to the point where what just happened would have gotten a meeting and would have gotten all of us kicked out of here if we were at a meeting last week, which, by the way, I'm still shaking water out of my shoes because I was out there for 2.5 hours. Okay, and as well a lot of other people. But we also have a situation where they're taking police off of the streets and bringing them in to ride herd on people, citizens, taxpayers that come in here to ask legitimate questions. The police are being used to blockade streets. I just want to be assured that if the police come into this to the degree that we've seen, can we be confident that you can take this to proper authority? Basically, I'm asking about subpoena power for some of these things. I'm hopeful that subpoena power will be part of this because I haven't seen anything else work up to this point. I'd also like to address a national issue that we don't want to bring to the Dolton necessarily. We've seen the spear jobs on female prosecutors, and I don't have to mention any names, but we've seen the spears and the attacks on female prosecutors throughout the country. I'm sure you're prepared for that, but I just want to make everyone aware of the fact that the things that are happening nationally could very well end up happening here, and that will not derail the investigations, but distract and deflect all kinds of attacks on people that do not want this situation to move forward. So, thank you for your indulgence. Like I said, the president, I don't want to be personal with you, but I think sometimes you start with the
Thank you so much. Let me address the last question. Look, I've been in lots of different situations over the course of my career, certainly as a lawyer, as a prosecutor, and even as a mayor. And anybody who knows me knows that I don't intimidate easy. Yes, when you're a black man, all of these are different class. And particularly when you're a black woman who aspires to leadership, a black woman who assumes a position of authority, there are lots of people who are going to be naysayers. I never let that derail me. Again, I don't want to be presumptuous, but if the trustees vote for this appointment, I can assure you that I will block out the noise, I will follow the facts where they lead me, and I will be guided by the motion and the specific items in that that I am required to address. I can't say that on the first issue, that that's necessarily within the scope of the mandate that I expect to be given, but I hear you loud and clear, and importantly, you're elected officials, I think, hear you loud and clear. There are clear things that can be done to address the issues that you identify. So I hope that satisfactory answer.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. To the board and to Dolton. I'm concerned about Dolton, and I do not want history to repeat itself. When I think about how Tiffany Hilliard got in this position, it is very bothersome. And I don't want that to happen again. So for the ex-mayor of Chicago, we want to first make sure that you do not have a personal relationship with Tiffany. I have seen pictures with you and Tiffany on and together. We want to also make sure that there's not a bait and switch like it happened with Tiffany. Tiffany made all these promises, thought she was going to do this, thought she was going to do that, and we in this position. So no disrespect to you, but we want to just make sure that we're making the right decision and that history does not repeat itself.
Mr. Again, thank you for your questions. I don't know specifically what history you're talking about. Let me just finish my point. I honestly know Mayor Hilliard, as I do most of the mayors in the Southland, having been the mayor of Chicago. Not surprised that you're going to see a picture of me. Ms. Hilliard takes pictures with lots of people. But what I can assure you is I do not have any personal relationship with her. And frankly, I don't have a professional relationship with her. I think the last time I had any contact with her was probably 3+ years ago, right after she was sworn in as mayor of Dolton. So I'm not surprised, and I raised this issue frankly proactively with the trustees and council, but I value my reputation and my integrity. I would not have taken on the contemplation of this assignment if I felt like there was any conflict of interest.
Again, to follow up, what I said is not to insult you.
No insult, no offense was taken by me. I understand the question that you were raising. I think I've addressed the question. So I think we can move on.
To address your question, it was just, where did I get that from? When I said baby switches, not for you personally, it was just simply because how Tiffany got into this position. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Very necessary question. So thank you for that question. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor, for your response.
Good evening, everyone. Sister Lightfoot, many of my thoughts, my best, and my faith, and the abundance of everything that I've been in, God. That's how I'm going, man. To the board, I don't know how to start. And to you wonderful residents, y'all some powerful people out there. Y'all just keep on coming because it's not going to stop. It's only going to bring better back to Dolton. That's all we deserve. And to you wonderful taxpayers, thank y'all for not turning into traditions on this community. Right now, this is what the full vein of unity actually looks like and means. And if any other community is going through this, y'all got to do the same thing. You know, it's always some hard work. If everything was easy, you know how that would go. And once again, we keep saying her name, Alexis Wilson, Arius Wilson. We just don't have it to spare anymore. We don't have it to spare like that because that's what it means. We cannot replace another life, not one person without, you know. And to anyone that did see that, the one thing I know is, you know, did it take us back to a child can change some things, can't it? Y'all have your own
We will also be opening for public comment after this component. We still have the official vote, but we just want to make sure individuals can ask questions on the board, whether they're like the necessary.
My name is Gloria
start talking about me. So I want to know who does that. You know, this is a really good small community. I'm from Chicago originally. I'm from Inglewood, and the proud for me to be from Inglewood. This is a very small community. We see each other in Walgreens, West, Dollar Store, Taco Place. Everywhere we see each other in the town. And I just would like to know what is going to be done, even about the trustees that don't show up. And another thing about the police that stand in front of you and on the side of you like you're a criminal. And a real criminal is the mayor. Right. With the ratchetness, I mean, it's just really bad to call people on the phone and you give them your address and say, Dolton Illinois? I was like, what that mayor, I don't understand what this program is tell. What is going on here? A lot is going on here, but I want to know what we're going to do about it. She has wonderful ideas. I even took part in some of the ideas she did. You know, the Halloween party was beautiful. Hard tighter, wasn't it? Totally inappropriate. I don't watch and talk, we think that our house is going to be shut up. You know, it doesn't make any sense, but I understand that the former mayor is here, and I thank you for my heart for being here. I see the lawyers are sitting here, but what are they going to do? You know, how are they going to get her out of here and the two trustees and the police department? Say one more thing, I'm kind of talking like this here for long. I'm going to say this. The police department is harassing the residents of Dolton, threatening to arrest people in jail. So the next meeting we go to, will they be there? Can they not be there harassing people?
Just to quickly address what you said, this body, Mayor Lightfoot, have criminal functions. In other words, we can't bring the actions in the criminal court. What we can do and what Ms. Lightfoot is being hired to do is find facts. And once this board, through the reports that we get, have facts, the facts can be turned over to appropriate authorities for them to look at appropriately. We legislate here, and we govern the village, we're supposed to govern the village. We don't indict people, we don't criminally go after them. As far as the police goes, I believe once the facts are flushed out, and whatever happens to the two trustees who don't come to the mayor, I believe, based on my experience in the municipalities, that will figure out the problem. So it's just I'm concerned to see we have to wait a little bit longer, but we'll now find around the right trail.
Well, the police, I want to know the police in Dolton to be straightened out.
Yeah, so the investigations that will provide us information that we can share with other authorities. And that's the direction we have to make.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to reiterate, this is just for discussion of hiring investigator Lori Lightfoot. We will still have public comment, and the reason I said that because Ms. Lightfoot still has to leave and we have to conduct the business. So right now, this is only discussion about hiring Ms. Lori Lightfoot.
So, Madam Mayor, thank you for being here. Well, let's kind of get this out. As citizens, we've done well with for a number of different issues that have not gone, that have not been delivered. And I'm one more of the citizens. Yes. And so I guess my question for you, I'm glad you're here, and I want you to be a part of this because I'm hoping you'll get results, but at the end of the day, we haven't gotten results from simple quarterbacks. How are you going to be doing?
It's a great question. And what I would say without, I think, giving away all of my strategy that we need to get buy-in with the trustees on the assumption that I'm appointed, FOIA isn't optional, it's mandatory. And I recognize that people put in any number of FOIA requests. I'm expecting there will be some roadblocks, but ultimately, I'm expecting that we will get the information that's needed to be able to understand the breadth of what's been going on based upon the issues that are outlined in the motion. I'm a very determined person. And I think, with due respect, the thing that makes me different is having dealt with FOIA for years and years, and certainly a significant amount in my tenure as mayor. There are certain things that I think can be done and should be done. People who have power and oversight in the state of FOIA. I hope it doesn't need to get to that, but if it does, then so be it. Again, I meant what I said earlier in our remarks. It is my sincere hope that Ms. Henry and people in her administration will voluntarily cooperate, but should they not, then we are prepared to do what is necessary to get to the facts.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sparkle Brown. I am a 16-year resident of Dolton. My question is, after we take the vote today, we go ahead with this light club. What happens after that? Because what I don't want to see is another veto, and we go down this rabbit hole and going back and forth. When does that stop? When can we stop this going back and forth with something?
Took his question.
So it's happens that a veto will happen. But we have the majority. And the four of us sit here and don't take this lightly at all. Because we knew it would be pushed back. We knew it would be, we all said the same thing the gentleman just said. She's not gonna give you nothing like she don't give nobody else nothing. But at the point where we override the veto, we are committed to making sure that whatever we can assist with Ms. Lightfoot to get information, you gotta understand, we're bleeding right now. And bleeding leads to death. And this is the death of a community. And we have to stop it. So yes, it will be a veto. We know that it's coming, but we know that we have more people that will sit here and continue to fight for our community and override the veto.
Affirmatively passes the motion tonight, Ms. Lightfoot starts tomorrow.
Greetings. I want to make a statement. I want people to realize not too many elected officials want to open up the floor to unscripted questions. You don't know where it's coming from. That's called transparency. That's called good government. Please do more on the process. Everybody was pointing in the south to say this, say that. They weren't paid to come up here and say this. They're taking the questions on the chair and answering. So that goes a long way in government. Thank you.
So my question is just, I'm an independent journalist. I came to Dolton to investigate, to cover what's going on here. I've been threatened by the Dolton Police Department. They've been threatened to put me in a jail cell. Chief Lacey has personally pulled out handcuffs against me, trying to arrest me. Why isn't this investigator being tasked with the job of investigating the police corruption? There's no police officers here, but at the last meeting they were very aggressive. And why isn't this investigating the police department, which seems to be very corrupt?
So I'll answer, I'll let Attorney Olson. But as we look into it, there's a two-pronged thing that we're trying to do. We want to get answers to the questions that are out there, We also have to monitor in terms of cost, how we have, what direction we want to go in. We most certainly, and I'll say certainly because the point of opening this portion up is to make sure that we're getting feedback from the community. So as we hear more, we can further amend this agreement to expand it into the police department or anywhere that the community wants to like that.
Pretty sure they're not going to do this for
And as such, we need to make sure as well that increases the budget, but with that, we're here to move with the people. I think that's what the people insist, that's what we will do.
Hello, Mayor. How are you? Board, it's such an honor and privilege. I watched everything on tonight. I decided to come out. But one of the questions that I have, after you conclude your investigation and the board turns it over to elected officials, what happens there? That's the first question. And the second question, haven't you all already submitted the information to the officials?
That's a very good question, and what we have has been turned over to the appropriate authorities, but we don't have everything, and we don't know what we don't know. And what we don't know are all of the FOIAs that have gone unanswered, and they have gone up the chain that the village of Dolton has been sued for. He has had to pay out money because the FOIAs have gone unanswered. The mayor took from the clerk, who was the FOIA officer, took it out of her hands, and it is run through her office. Trustees get no mail. All the mail goes through the mayor. I can go on and on and on. So we've turned over what we have, and we will then turn over what the report says we don't have and should.
So thank you. At this point, nobody left, we're going to conclude the questions. I want to further yield to board members any comments or statements we have at this time.
Y'all ready for us to call the roll? We got to call the roll. I'm really just passionate about this. And like all of us said, we talk to each other, and it takes prayer. It takes us unapologetically making sure that we are doing the right thing for the people. And I was talking to one of the trustees earlier, and I'm just gonna say this. I was a little upset with the community, and I'm gonna tell you why. We started this journey 2.5 years ago. We did a recall, and people looked at us like, oh, it's just 5 people that got up one morning and don't like her. And we now $7 million plus in debt. And it was a little hurtful because I said, did they not believe us? We seen it. And we reached out to all of these people that want us to go and vote for them. Attorney General, vote for them. State's Attorney, vote for them. Governor. They will not vote, but will not help us. So when we do this, we're doing this for you guys. Me included. But we're doing this because we have to take a stand that the information that's not given to us, we have to have someone else come in to try to. Now we said the same thing. Nobody, she ain't gonna get up, she ain't gonna give up nothing. But maybe she has more authority to get what we're missing to seal this deal and take our community back.
Thanks for that comment. I think that concludes the discussion. Hearing no further discussion at this time, I'll start keeping a roll call.
Sure. There's a motion by Mayor Pro Tem House and Trustee Belcher that we amend agenda items 5B and 5C to appoint Lauren E. Lightfoot as special investigator for this village of Dolton at a rate of $400 to investigate matters read by Mayor Pro Tem Justine. Trustee Mayor Pro Tem House. Trustee Norwood. Trustee Tammy Brown. Trustee House. Trustee Belcher. Motion passed.
So we want to thank everybody for their comments.
I hope she saves Dolton.
Your feedback and comments.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Who called and kicked my butt. She kicked my butt, said, you guys, how are you going to vote on something that the people haven't heard, haven't had a question or had that, and I had to pause and say, you're right. You're 100% right. So I want to make sure that we do everything we can to incorporate the feedback from the residents, and that's it's critical. So that goes a long way for us. Having said that, we do still have public comment as the final item on this agenda. There is I will ask for a 3-minute. We recognize the frustration. We recognize being limited. So I say a soft 3 minutes. As your 3 minutes comes, I will wave your phone just as a reminder, but we want to hear any additional comments that residents have at this time.
I would like to say, Trustee House was probably talking about me. We did have that conversation, earlier, and my take on is it's good with the residents, it's good with you. Again, we work for you. So collectively, is what the residents want, is the way, the direction that it's going.
Good evening. My name is Stanley Wright. I've been a Dolton resident for 3 years now. And I would like to ask, I mentioned about the commissioners earlier. To talk to you, I'd also like to know